Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with the Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy Netflix Decepticon Sparkless Seeker. This is a Walmart exclusive, just like all the other Netflix series-inspired things of Transformery stuff. I thank you for watching this video, or any of my other videos that you may have run across, which I hope is all of them. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I receive. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for watching. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you'd like to see more reviews, and don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future, you will be notified as my new content becomes available. And with all that said, folks, let's get into it. And as is normal here on Digital Caveman Presents, let's take a quick look at the packaging. This is what we've come to expect from this Netflix Walmart packaging. Stark white with black and reds. And then we have some artwork with the Decepticon logo. Netflix, Night's Big Window, Decepticon Sparkless Seeker, Transformers War for Cybertron, Transformers Generations Takara Tomy 8 Plus Hasbro. And if it'll quit slipping out of my hands, on the top, Transformers More Than Meets the Eye, an Autobot logo, a section of window to let some light in to shine down on the figure and light him up so you can see him in the stores. On the bottom, small print, fine print, legalese print, some damage here from shipping them. And by the way, the box was beat all to hell. Authentic when it got here. Recycled symbols I'm not going to learn, and a barcode made in Vietnam. On the back, nice product shots of the Sparkless Seeker, Sparkless Singe, and Sparkless Caliburst. Why they didn't give these guys different names, I don't know. Anyway, small print, fine print, legalese print, and the same right here, Hasbro. Warning, don't stick things in your pie hole. Whether it's English, French, German, or any of these other languages of which I'm not familiar with. Transformers More Than Meets the Eye. Sparkless Seeker. That, my friends, does it for the packaging. Now let's take a look at the Sparkless Seeker in his alt mode, or Tetrajet. I do think this figure has nice paint apps throughout. Nice tampo of a Decepticon logo. Some paint here. Some paint here. And here. A lot of this I think might be molded in the solid color, but there are a few paint apps on here, and I think they're just where they need to be. Now, if you have some of these Tetrajet Seekers, you know, underneath and on the back it's not so clean. Same deal with this guy. A little bit of robot stuff carried over into the alt mode. And one big glaring thing about this guy is this right here. This crack where the panel just won't. It doesn't want to close up good. And I don't know where it's not fitting, or if this mold is starting to see some degradation, which is likely because it has been reused to hell and back. And even on this side, you're starting to see some spacing where the wings join up to the fuselage. And that's just how it is. But other than that, not a whole lot to say about this guy. You know, he does have nice paint apps where they are. And look, you can tell nobody's going to fly this guy because it's like explosion on the inside of the windscreen there. And all that. And there's a look at him in his alt mode. And then his two battle masters. And I'll bump the camera again. I'm so glad you guys are used to that. We have Sparkless Caliburst with his blast effect. And then we have Sparkless Singe. And I know Caliburst and Singe were carded releases, I think. So I don't know why they just didn't give these guys different names, some kind of generic Sparkless Battle Master 1 and Sparkless Battle Master 2. I don't know. But this one, you know, this one, I like these blast effects. Of course, I like that one too. That one looks kind of cool. He has like some kind of rocket launchers or something here on the top. But there is a look at the alt modes. And now it's time for alt mode comparisons. I know everybody loves this as much as I do, right? And first of all, we will start off with Singe and Caliburst. And we will compare them with Heatstroke and Heartburn that came with Hotlink. And these guys are pretty much exactly the same. And in fact, they're, you know, the same as Caliburst. Oops. And then, you know, they're different from Singe. So there we go with the alt mode comparisons on the Battle Masters. Now let's take a look at the Sparkless Seeker. The Sparkless Seeker, and do some comparisons with him. And here he is with the Target Red Card exclusive Red Wing. And with Red Wing being a selects, of course he does have more paint apps than the Netflix Sparkless Seeker. And next up, let's compare him with his fellow Netflix exclusive, Walmart Netflix exclusive Hotlink. And as you can see, these guys have paint apps in about the same places. And let's see. As you can see, there is a little bit of a gap here. And barely one here. And let's see if Red Wing shares that, since he's a little bit older version of this mold. Yes, he does have a little bit of spacing right there. And same on the other side, but nowhere near as bad as the Sparkless Seeker. And let's continue with two more comparisons. Here he is with Earthrise Starscream. And one last comparison, we'll compare him with the Target exclusive Earthrise Thrust. All right, my friends, that completes the comparisons. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the comedy portion of our program, where I attempt to transform this Transformer. First of all, I like to start with removing the guns. That's just me. You remove whatever you want to first. Then untab the wings from the fuselage, and then you'll want to untab them from the upper arms. And instead that leg came untabbed. And it is in there good. It does not want to come out, folks. So you know what? Let's untab the arm from the legs and see if we can get it loose that way. There. Finally, it came loose. I might should have undid that. That probably would have helped. Yeah. I missed a step. Not uncommon. And again, let's untab the arms from the arm from the leg, maybe. And then untab the wing from the arm. There we go. Now you want to split the nose and pull it apart. Let's go ahead, and there's a hinge right here, and you pull the cockpit area out, and the arms are already untabbed from the legs, so you'll just untab the legs from the body, and there's a tab right here, and the slot is right here. So, and let's untab the other leg. And then I like to go ahead and spread the feet out. And rotate the waist around. Just raise the camera up here just a little bit. Alright, and let's take the chest piece and go ahead and put it down into position. And as you do that, it will push the head out where you can get a hold of it. And you'll see right here into this slot, it just kind of tabs. And you put the head up and you untab this. There's a slot right here in the back of his head and a tab right there. And then that piece folds down in there like so. Then you take the nose cones and go ahead and put them all the way straight up. And there's tabs right here and slots right here, and you just work those in there. And again on the other side, get them in there real good. There we go. Now for the arms, you open them up. There's a hinge right here. You open the arms up, and then you'll want to, there's a hinge right in here, and you straighten that hinge out, which becomes his elbow. Then you swing his hand out and close it back down and rotate the arm around at the bicep. And then you will do the same thing on the side. Straighten the hinge out. Rotate the hand out. Close down and then rotate at the bicep. Just footing out all the way. There we go. And as far as the wings go, just kind of close them up. Then, you know, you can really do whatever you want to with these, with his guns. I like to place them on his shoulders in the traditional manner. And there we go, Sparkless Seeker in his robot mode. And now we will do Sparkless Singe. And here he is. And first of all, you want to untab here. You can see there's a slot, a tab right there. And then a slot right here. Let's move him out of the way so the camera will focus. And then same thing on the other side. And once you have that done, you can untab the feet. As you can see, there's slots right there and then tabs on his toes. You straighten all that out. You can fold that back. And then he's on a double hinge right here with his legs, and you just move that until it is in position, and then you can separate his legs. There's tab and slot, tab here and a slot here. And then if you want to, you can remove the gun backpack and put it in the pegs on either side so that he is shooting. Alright, there is Sparkless Singe. And now let's take a look at Sparkless Caliburst and see if we can transform him without too much difficulty. And he transforms in pretty much the same manner. You untab the arms from the hips, a slot and a tab, and a slot and a tab. And again, untab the feet from the barrel area of the weapon. And again, the tabs are on his toes and the slots are in the weapon barrel, and then you just swing the legs down, and he's again on a double hinge here. It's a hinge here and a hinge at the legs. And then flip the gun barrel piece down. And there is Sparkless Battle Master Caliburst. I keep getting these guys confused. Alright, and that is Transformations. Now let's take a look at the robot modes, and we will start with Sparkless Singe. And as you can see, there's not a whole lot of paint going on this guy. Some right here, maybe a little bit right here, and then some for the face, which I think that's pretty good for such a small face. They really did get some paint in there. Other than that, you know, this piece does not want to stay on. It's, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it's pinched in a little bit right here where it fits on these little bitty pegs. I don't know. I wonder if some heat might fix that. As far as articulation goes, nothing at the head. The arms will go around 360 and they will go out about 90 degrees. Legs, if you don't utilize the upper portion of that hinge, the legs will kick up that high. And with the backpack on, about that far. Without the backpack, about that far. And they will go out that far. Arms and legs are both on a little ball joint. And I guess you could say he has an ab crunch because of that secondary hinge for transformation. So if he needs to bend over and pick up some trash, he can do that. And now let's take a look at Sparkless Caliburst. Articulation is pretty much the same. Again, nothing at the head. Arms will go out not quite 90 degrees, 360 degrees around. He does have a little bit of an ab crunch, but because his transformation goes backwards, it goes way back more than forward. But he does have a little bit of a forward ab crunch, so I guess maybe not. Yeah. Not really. Just a backwards one. He can kick up that high with the backpack in the way, about that far back. If you pull it up out of the way, you know, pretty high kick in the back. Leg can go out that far. Now, the one thing I don't like about this Battle Master mold, this particular Caliburst one, is that the hand peg is in the, you know, it's right in the front, sticking out like, ah, look at me, handle me. That's kind of nasty sounding, but anyway. So, I don't know if maybe they could have found a way to fold that in, or, but that, you know, a glaring mistake on the part of this mold. Paint, it's not a lot of it. It's all right there in the face, I think. Unless, of course, this chest piece is black and they painted it. That could be a possibility. And now let's look at Sparkless Seeker. He kind of has that smirky face. His eyes are glossy. I can't really tell what color they are. Maybe they're black, seeing as how he's supposed to be dead and all. You know, he's kind of that mostly one solid color all throughout. Not really a whole lot of paint going on. There's some right here. some right here. And then, of course, you know, the battle damaged areas there on the wings. As far as articulation goes, he looks up that high. He looks down that far. 360-degree rotation for the full Exorcist. Arms go out that far. If you fold the wing out of the way, they will do a full 360-degree rotation. Also a full 360 rotation at the upper bicep. He does have a double jointed elbow that will give you that much range of motion. Probably if you forced it, it would do a little more than that. Nothing at the wrist. And the other arm is the same. He does have slight wrist rotation if you can work it around the backpack piece here. But, you know, without it, he does have, you know, a fair range of motion right there. Also, did I say the arms could go out that far? Yeah, I think I did. Anyway, the legs do about the same. So he can do the full splits. Forward, he can kick forward about 90 degrees. Back that far because of the backpack. He does have an upper thigh cut for 360-degree rotation. And the knee has a good bit of range of motion due to transformation. And then as far as feet go, you know, they will go forward that far at the ankle. Back a little bit, not much. Back about that far, and he does have slight tilt. Not a whole lot. And that, oopsie. And that covers robot mode. And now it's time for robot mode comparisons. And we will start off with Singeless Caliburst and Singe. I finally got them right. Yay! That's too zoomed in, I think. Let's try that. And we're going to bring in Hot Link's companions, I guess you could call them, his Battle Masters. Heartburn and Heatstroke are their names. I can't remember which is which. The only difference between them is one has a red visor, one has a yellow or green visor. I'm colorblind, so I don't know which color it is. There we go. But between Sparkless, Caliburst, and the two guys, there is no difference between him and Heartburn and Heatstroke, save for the colors, really. Except the twin guys have a Decepticon logo, which there you can see right there next to his shoulder. And that's the big difference. And of course, Singe is on a different mold, so he is different. But here's how they all size up comparatively. And now let's get them out the way and bring in the Sparkless Seeker. And I think he needs a name, and I know a lot of people in the community have been calling him Shitstorm, which is, I think, a very clever name for him, but I think I'm going to call him Fudge Round. So from now on, Sparkless Seeker on my channel shall be known as Fudge Round, not to be confused with Indiana Jones's companion Short Round. But here we have, to start the comparisons, the Target Red Card exclusive Red Wing, and which both of these guys have the little smirky face that they share with either Thundercracker or Skywarp. I can't remember which. So there's some reuse on that face again. As you can see, you know, this guy has a lot more paint apps than this one, because he was a Gen Selects and he is a Netflix. Although the Netflix subline usually has really good paint apps, and I mean, this is no exception. What paint apps that Fudge Round has, they're done well. So I also enjoy that this guy is the 9th Seeker made on this mold. Fudge Round is. And so now if you have all 9 of them, you can do a diamond formation for them in your display if that is your wish. But as you can see, you know, other than its different colors, you can see this one also has the battle damage stuff. But let's get him out of the way, and we will bring in the Walmart exclusive Netflix Hot Link. And he does not have the smirky face. And again, there's a lot more paint apps on Hot Link than there is on Fudge Round. But, you know, it is what it is. This is supposed to be a dead zombie guy who's kind of rusty-ish and colored in sewage or whatever. Whatever story you would like to. He lives in the Sea of Rust. We'll leave it at that. But as you can see, again, you know, like the Gen Select, this one does have a lot more paint apps, and they're really well done. And I think that Hasbro is outdoing themselves with the Netflix repaints. They all look better than the general releases. And I kind of think that was an experiment that they did to do this premium finish line that they're doing now. And I don't foresee me doing any reviews on those guys because, again, I really have no interest in rebuying those molds and in those colors. The Ultra Magnus looks really, really off to me. So, but anyway, that's for another review that I'm not going to do. And here's comparison with Target exclusive Earthrise Thrust. And here he is with the Earthrise Starscream. And that, my friends, completes our comparisons. For final thoughts on Fudge Round with Sparkless, Singe, and Caliburst, I think this is a really good addition to your Seeker army. I think it's a nice redeco of this mold, even though it's the 9th use of this mold. I do believe we're seeing some slight mold degradation with this one, seeing as how it's having that big gap in the alt mode or Tetrajet mode. I really do wish they had given the Battle Masters different names. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and rename them, at least for myself. And since I renamed the Sparkless Seeker Fudge Round, I'm going to call Caliburst, his name is now Star Crunch, And Singe is now Cosmic Brownie. So, Fudge Round, Star Crunch, and Cosmic Brownie. Here we go. But I do like this guy. I'm a sucker for Seekers anyway. They're gonna keep reusing this mold, and I'm just gonna keep rebuying them because that's what Transformers fans do. If you like it, you rebuy the mold in a different color. All the way back to the beginning of the line. But that does it for the review, my friends. Thank you for watching this video or any of my other videos that you may have run across, which I hope is all of them. Every view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I receive. I thank you, and thank you so very much for watching. Comment below, like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future, you will be notified as my new content becomes available. Well, that's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.